Alright, today we're looking at a fun deck. We're going to be trying to use the card Artillery Enthusiast, a card that on ETB allows you to find a card of the same mana value of a card that you're down to discard, and we're going to try to make this into a Reanimator Enabler. And it's a Reanimator Enabler because we're going to use it in order to help find Reanimate. So we want to basically be in a situation where we have some of our payoffs in hand or in the graveyard, and we'll be able to reanimate them back. How this is going to work is first we'll kind of get into that by talking about the payoff. So the payoff here is trying to get a Galta Stampede Tyrant onto the battlefield, at which point you can just vomit your hand onto the battlefield. That's nothing new. We want to get a Trax onto the battlefield because we can draw a bunch of cards. We run enchantment, sorcery, instants, and creatures and lands. So potentially 5 cards for an Atraxa is pretty nice. Coma Cosmos Serpent can end the game, and Atali Primal Conqueror is a way to kind of keep going once we're on the battlefield. And all of these get really potent if they're in our hand and we have a Galta that can be reanimated. So we're looking to put her either into hand or onto the graveyard. Typically into the graveyard is the better option here. And we can do so with things like Bitter Reunion, basically a way to staple a Faithless Looting in order to... oh my gosh. Let me explain. It is a way to do Faithless Looting, but also leave behind an enchantment that can give your Galta and other creatures haste, because none of these have haste. Bitter Reunion is extremely important in these kind of decks, which is why we're playing 4 of them. Alright, finally got that out. Makes sense. In terms of finding the rest of our cards, obviously it's Artillery Enthusiast, Faithless Looting, and Bitter Reunion, but we also run Demonic Tutor and Scheming Symmetry here in order to make this happen. Scheming Symmetry, sometimes a bit of a double-edged sword, but for us, what it can be doing is if we don't pass the turn, it's really not an issue for us, because opponent can get their best card, but it doesn't matter if they're dead. So we want to play Scheming Symmetry to put a Galta on top, mill her over with a Faithless Looting or Bitter Reunion, and then get to our reanimation plan. Other than that, we have Surgical Extraction for the Mirror Match and Thoughtseize to hit the hand and make sure that the coast is clear. And other than that, that's pretty much the deck. We're going in there with pretty much only red-black lands here, and we want to make sure that our opponent dies as soon as possible. It's going to be a rush for the finish line today, and I hope that you guys are excited to be along for the ride. If you want to help support the channel, like and comment on the video, that helps a bunch, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's hop into some games and see what kind of destruction we can cause. Alright, it's officially round 1. Let's get it. We have a Surgical Extraction. We have Artillery Enthusiast, so we can get rid of either Faithless Looting or Surgical Extraction. Unfortunately, these don't have the cards that we want, so we're going to mulligan. We have a Galta Stampede Tyrant here, and we do have Scheming Symmetry as well. I think this one is far better. We will keep the 6 and then probably get rid of one of the lands because we don't need that many lands in order to function. We're going to start with a tapped Blood Crypt because we need to decide what Scheming Symmetry needs to find. And ideally we'd like to find a Faithless Looting type effect before we crack it off. And actually we just find Reanimate here. So we can just continue to draw until we go over hand size and discard a Stampede Tyrant, or we can just play some cards and continue on. I think I'm interested in just continuing here. If we go like this and Scheming Symmetry choosing me an opponent, I'm going to find Faithless Looting, and actually not Faithless Looting, Bitter Reunion is the one that I want. That is going to give opponent a card here. I hope that it'll just be used to advance their game plan and not absolutely murder me. They'll actually brainstorm here using my shuffle in order to throw 2 cards away. That's pretty nice. Very good heads up play by the opponent, because not often do people just throw you a bone like what I've done for them. Alright. Well, definitely this is the lowest tier of how to use Scheming Symmetry, and we're probably about to see why that is. We are definitely going to get a Bitter Reunion here. And we will continue Surgical Extraction. Oh gosh, I can't even speak right. We have the opportunity to Surgical Extraction at any time. If we want to take out their Brainstorm, Let's see if they try to recast it out of the graveyard for whatever reason. We could also take, you know, a Flooded Strand as well. Could be Bowmasters here. Could be Thoughtseize. It is probably going to be a Thoughtseize. They probably take Reanimate then, which feels pretty bad. I will let this resolve. They take Reanimate. Oh, they actually just took Surgical. That's surprising. I will take my turn. We will go Bitter Reunion then. If we find a land, we can go Galta. I will discard the Galta, drawing 2. And we find the wrong color of land, so unfortunate. We'll pass. And basically, if we're allowed to get to our next turn, we reanimate, and opponent dies, most likely. If they have counter magic, they definitely hold it up this turn, so I am thinking that I would probably have held if they held up this mana, but it looks like we're going to get to do our thing. For 0 mana, I'm not sure what they do here. Could be black mana for Thoughtseize. No, but they played this Breeding Pool this turn, no? Okay, kind of surprised here. We are going to reanimate our Galta, take 8. Let's put 3 cards on the battlefield. Got some triggers. We get to cast Faithless Looting and Lorien revealed. We want Lorien on top. Opponent sees that they are definitely dead. We have 4 indestructible big boys and the Bitter Reunion in order to give them haste. Alright, well that all stemmed from my opponent's misplay of taking Surgical Extraction instead of Reanimate. To be honest, we're kind of playing a little gambit here where we're both using the most wanted versions of these cards. So they actually do look legitimately the same. It could be the case that they misclicked and meant to take the Reanimate. But either way, whether or not it was a genius move in deck construction or just a misplay from the opponent, we're going to take round 1 here and go into round 2 with a 1-0 record. Let's get in there. Alright, here we go, round 2. We have Artillery Enthusiast and a bunch of 8-drops. This is going to definitely be a mulligan here. We find Faithless Looting and Reanimate times 2. This is exactly what we'd like to see. I will keep 6. And I think we get rid of... Well, I could keep a 1-land hand that is functional in this deck. We could go Faithless Looting, possibly discarding some of the things that we draw. We could also Scheming Symmetry for something. And we can find specifically our Galta. I think if I'm able to Scheming Symmetry, then Faithless Looting, this is a really good one. So I think I bottom the Reanimate. And if we need to shuffle, we shuffle later. Opponent on Elves. Looks like we will be not hand-hated into Oblivion. That's perfect. Let's play a tapped land here. And basically on turn 3, we should be able to go Scheming Symmetry, Faithless Looting, Reanimate. Opponent's going wide here. They're going to have a lot of mana set up soon. I can just Scheming Symmetry now, honestly. Or I could try to do it the turn that we go for it. It is probably the case that I want to wait 1 more turn. I'm weighing the options in my mind, and giving them a good card off of their 6 mana is just kind of like a lot. Old Growth Troll coming in. This actually might just be Mono Green Devotion, so that's good to know. And I think we go for it now. We go Scheming Symmetry. Targeting 1-2. Get our Galta. Opponent gets the search as well. Now we don't have haste, so this will be a pass the turn play most likely. That's something to think about as well. But once we have enough on the battlefield, I think it's fine. Draw 2, discard 2. Discard the Galta. And I guess it'll be the land that hurts me. And let's go ahead and reanimate. So we reanimate Galta. I'm going to put both Attractors down because I do want to get double triggers. We'll keep 1 and take a bunch of cards. So we will take Tully. Tully's good. We'll take a land at Faithless Looting. And that's fine. We'll submit these 3. Then the second trigger will go. We'll go Galta because we need another Galta. We want Bitter Reunion. Surgical is not the instant that I want, unfortunately, but it is what we will take. I'll grab a land to make sure that we have some more red. And I guess Thoughtseize is a free take, so we will do this. Now the question is actually, do I want to do Galta or Artillery Enthusiast? Because I can get another Reanimate. I think we will go like that. Surgical Extraction can only hit my graveyard right now. We will go ahead and pass turn. Discarding one of the duplicate lands, and a Thoughtseize kind of hurts me right now, but it may be relevant, so I think I'm going to keep that. Maybe get rid of the Faithless Looting, which can be recast. Alright. So as long as the opponent doesn't get big and bowl me over for 10 damage here, we should get an attack in with Atraxa. Primeval Titan, you got it. Galta's going to have to block Primeval Titan, or I guess Atraxa can eat the Primeval Titan, so that's fine. Double layer the Hydra here is what we're going for, kind of interesting. We pass, nothing to Surgical. We'll get to our turn, and I think I might just discard the Thoughtseize. We always can get another Atraxa in. Okay, we don't find it. We're going to move to attack, swing in with Atraxa, just put a 3-turn clock on their face. We'll go back up to 17, and then we will work on drawing and discarding stuff. Bitter Reunion is a good one. And we will probably get rid of the Atali Primal Conqueror. This would be one that I'm happy to reanimate. Find another Bitter Reunion. Let's put in a tapped land here, do Artillery Enthusiast looking for another reanimate. And I think we probably take the Surgical. We'll find an Artillery Enthusiast. Okay. Well, Atraxa is here, ready to go. Oh, it's Tooth and Nail. We might be dead. They just get a World Spine Xenagos, or they get a Go Wide combo with Craterhoof. Alright, well, that'll do it. We can chump block with Atraxa and survive, I suppose. I'd go to 24. I can survive this, actually. I think if I go like this, it's not too bad, right? Then I could possibly reanimate again. I take 18. Yeah, I'll still be alive after this. I will have killed the prime time. This is not too bad. Alright, I've done my math wrong and we're dead. Oh no, yeah, that's right. I forgot that lifelink works this way. Now, the problem is that reanimate is off until I attack in with Atraxa. We'll attack. And I would need to discard, except I do have a Galta in the graveyard, so now all I need is that reanimate. Bitter Reunion. That'll enter. We'll discard the Thoughtseize, since now life is a bit of a difficult thing, except no. I need to discard the Thoughtseize to the Enthusiast. We'll get rid of the black mana source. Alright, and there's a reanimate. Reanimate will take Galta, which means that I'll be able to get Itali and another Galta onto the battlefield. Yeah, this is kind of ideal, I think. Yeah, this is how I want to do it. Okay, so reanimate. Not their prime time, but my Galta. We're going to use this to get my Galta onto the battlefield and be legend rolled. Bam. This Atali has to hit big. We get a Kiora and a Reanimate. Reanimate will kill us unless I get something cheap. I honestly think that I will take this Artillery Enthusiast and their Kiora. Go to 2, discard a Thoughtseize. We find another Thoughtseize. I will put this onto the battlefield, discarding the Thoughtseize. We find a Surgical, which will kill me if I use it. I can untap a permanent, but that is fine because we have Bitter Reunion to give everything haste. and I forgot that I've attacked already, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, because we had to attack with the Atraxa in order to get our other reanimate off, it is what it is. We're going to probably end up dead. Can untap this, and yeah, I think the World Spine Worm's just going to get a little bit too big. Unfortunate, but I think that's how it's going to end. Got opponent down to 6. Things were pretty close. Just needed one more turn to make it work. So it looks like we'll go into round 3 with a 1-1 record, which is not at all bad. They'll finish me off with another Tooth and Nail. I think they can probably find a Crater Hoof in here. If I were them, I'd be playing it. And what will it be? It will be Pelucanus Reborn and a Questing Beast. 2 things that I did not really expect to see, but it will be enough. They get to go for the 1 ring here. Let's go ahead and pay some life here. I guess I can just Surgical Extraction for their Tooth and Nails, and we will go out on our own terms. So round 3 coming up after a 1-1 in the first 2 rounds. Let's hope that it ends up in a win. Okay, round 3, here we go. Galta's in hand, that's great. Bitter Reunion is a way to get her into the graveyard. I think I'm happy with this one. We should be able to find a reanimate at some point along the way, and hopefully we'll get some other good cards into hand. Bitter Reunion is also very nice to have early because we are set up to hastily kill our opponent. It'll be a Thoughtseize, so I hope they take the Galta. If they're smart, they take away the things that help me get more cards, probably Bitter Reunion. Bitter Reunion's the worst in my perspective, but having done it this way, they take away my turn 1 play. Waste Knot, that's a little awkward. We can Surgical for 2 life here. We're going to Bitter Reunion here. It's a little awkward that we have to discard this Galta. They do get to make a 2/2. Resolves. And as long as we're able to not die, we will eventually be able to find a reanimate. My combo's on the board right now, unfortunately. We'll think about this Surgical Extraction. I'm going to hold it up since there's no reason for me to play out right now. Gyreach Sanitarium is going to be an issue. I think that we probably end up going with lands when they start to activate that. Will they activate this? They don't have enough mana. They hit for 2, and will that be it? They'll actually just pass through. That's kind of nice. So I think that I go Bitter Reunion again. Discarding Blood Crypt, I think. We're even on lands. They get some mana. It is what it is. We find another Galta. That will help me if they exile my library. And we pass. Draws and discards. I'm into that. Surgical number 2. We don't need another. They get to draw a card. Gyreach Sanitarium plus Waste Knot is pretty nice. Opponent is going to have all the resources that they could possibly want. Dark Writ. Hopefully not into Ashiok. The good thing is if we find a reanimate, opponent dies. The bad thing is if they strip apart my hand, the game will be over, and we can't really do much about it in terms of interaction. Liliana of the Veil. Not a problem at all.
Those who get in my way tend to...
I think I'm going to discard a land. They're going to have a lot of mana here. It's another Waste Knot. My gosh. Too bad there's not a Waste Knot in the graveyard because I'd like to Surgical Extract those. Not going to happen, unfortunately. Each player discards a card here. I think it's going to be the land.
I'm tired of your secrets.
And we're going to try to draw, discard as many lands as possible. Crap. Alright, well, am I going to discard a creature? I'm probably not. I think I just give them a bunch of mana. Oh, they scry too. Good. It's actually kind of notable that they just got rid of another Liliana. Her Liliana -7 is bad, but it's not worth surgical extracting her. Faithless Looting with the draw discard is going to start to be bad. I think we kind of have to rip it this next turn, though. Alrighty. We get hit 4-2. Let's go. Not the card we needed. We kind of just need to play this Faithless Looting. We do not rip what we need, and now the colors are bad. We have to get rid of Creature, which is going to make 2 more 2/2s. I don't think I want to get rid of another Creature, though, so I think it has to be Surgical, which gives them 2 cards. This does not feel good. Alright, well, have your Waste Knots. All of a sudden, opponent is looking pretty strong. We have to discard here. It will definitely be a creature, that's for sure. I don't really care what they take here. It's not the end of the world. Artillery is kind of annoying. Galta is kind of annoying to lose. Or wait, no, Galta is what we want to lose. We just hope they don't take a Trax or a Tali. Let's see what happens. That makes sense. They get to make more zombies, and I think I have 1 draw here. Each player discards a card. I think it's going to be the Galta.
Don't overthink things.
Yeah, I think we just barely kill. No, I think they can actually survive and then maybe kill us. It'll be close. I think if we're able to combo this next turn... Oh, no, now we're in trouble because we can't reanimate a Galta. So now I think this is going to be it. Demonic Tutor, yeah. We don't even have the colors for it, sadly. Reanimate, Scheming Symmetry, Thoughtseize. Nothing really does it for us here. So I think we're going to have to admit defeat. I guess I will take a look at whatever their last card was, and we'll go ahead and end things here. Can't even cast the Thoughtseize. It is what it is. Let's discard the Thoughtseize and see what our random card is. There's the Reanimate we were hoping for earlier. I think we'll go ahead and let opponent get there. So they played well. They got their Waste Knots out, and that was a little bit too much for us when we were not able to advance our own game plan, but hey, that's how it goes. At the end of the day, we are a combo deck attempting to discard a bunch of cards. You can't really expect that to go super well when your opponent plays the discard deck. I think it's potentially interesting to see the resurgence of Waste Knot as a game plan, because it definitely thrives in these sort of game plans, or in these sort of matchups. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I tap out so opponent can finish out the game on their own priority. And yeah, looks like we'll be dead here in round 3. Not necessarily a bad game, just an unfortunate matchup. Discard does do really good against combo decks that involve reanimation only when they're playing Waste Knot. Otherwise, they kind of just help out the reanimation deck. So unfortunate that we got the matchup that we did in this game, but we'll go into round 4 and try to find a better one. Okay, round 4. Reanimate in hand, Faithless Looting to discard potentially a Coma, so this could be turn 2 Reanimate. I think I'm in. Coma needs to be dealt with immediately, otherwise she just runs through the game, so this is pretty nice. We'll start with Faithless Looting here. Draw 2, discard 2. Another Reanimate's not bad. We're getting rid of the Coma for sure, and then probably another Faithless Looting. Alright. And hopefully this Coma will be enough to win us the game. We'll drop a black mana source, go Reanimate on Coma, except we want to Faithless Looting first in case there's something better. Just 2 lands is not really what we want to see. We'll take a Reanimate on Coma then, and this could just be the game. We'll make our token, and now we can give Coma protection. Yeah, not protection, but you know what I mean. It'll be Thoughtseize here, looking for removal. Guy's Blessing, Asika God of the Tree. I think we definitely had opponent, and they do agree. Well, you either get stuck into these long games where you get attritioned out, or you win these 1-minute games like we did here. Judging by how long the deck is so far, I think we'll go ahead and move on to round 5 and finish these things out strong. Alright, opponent's roped us for a little bit, but is back now. We've opened up what is probably one of the better hands that I could hope for here. The way that the math works out is we have 2 draws since we're on the play till turn 3, plus the 2 draws from Bitter Reunion, at which point we will be able to see 4 cards. We will play like this, go Bitter Reunion, discarding the Galta, and these draws are going to need to be good. These draws were not super great, but now we can Scheming Symmetry and then find something good. Into the north here, let's go like this. We want to Scheming Symmetry into a big creature, then Faithless Looting. Target the both of us. And I guess we're going to have a 12-12, and anything that's 8-8 will do it. I guess it's going to have to be the Avacyn. Opponent is taking a while to decide on their search, but I believe that we have lethal here. It's going to be... Oh, actually, no, we don't quite have lethal. We need to pass the turn here, which is awkward. So it's going to be Faithless Looting, discarding what we put on top. Then we reanimate Galta, put everything onto the battlefield, including just 1 Artillery Enthusiast. Draw 2. Discard 1 and 2 lands. And we go reanimate onto Galta. Galta puts down an Avacyn and Artillery Enthusiast, and we discard the Artillery Enthusiast. There's a Surgical Extraction, and I don't think our opponent was set up well enough. Alright, well, I think this is going to be one of my quickest games to date, but sometimes you have to have those. I'm actually recording some games ahead of time before a vacation that I'm going on. So definitely happy that we randomly get a very short deck tech for me to record with. So enjoy the shorter one for today. We'll be back to the longer ones later. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and do the outro. Make sure to like and comment to help with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you guys enjoyed the deck, the description will contain a link to the Mox field that has all of my decks. And with that being said, that is all that I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.